Hi, welcome to SoCali Wrestling. Today we have I know it's Tasha's first interview, but we have Tasha Steelz in our podcast. How are you doing, Tasha?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Is this actually your first interview? Any wrestling interview you ever done?
No, I've done plenty of interviews for the past 2 years. This is not the first one. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say it's like I'm trying to get the first timers here on the podcast.
Sorry.
So how long you been in the wrestling business, Tasha?
I've been wrestling for this year will be 2 years that I've been wrestling. So yeah, started over 2 years ago. Started in Nutley, and now I'm here.
Where's that location at?
Where I first started at IWF in Nutley, New Jersey, and I was wrestling there for a couple of months. And I went to a Rip Rogers seminar where I met Damian Adams, who is the head trainer of Team Adams, and I've met Deonna Purrazzo. And ever since then, I joined Team Adams, and I've been a part of them ever since then. And it's been an awesome ride.
And Deonna Purrazzo is like a classmate of yours, or like a trainer at the wrestling academy?
Deonna, she helps out as well. She also trains with us, so she does help out a lot with her inputs. With her experience, I definitely get a lot of help from her. But Damian Adams is the head trainer of Team Adams, so anything you need, you have to go to him.
Let's see. Is there a lot of female wrestlers during your time at the wrestling academy?
At Team Adams?
Yes.
No, it's just me, Deonna Purrazzo, and Karen Q. We are the ladies of Team Adams.
And I just did an interview with Karen Q not too long ago, and hopefully I can have Deonna Purrazzo next after you. So it's like, oh, I got Teen Adams girls on the podcast, all three. It's like, sweet. That's something I have to put in my goal for the podcast.
That would be a first. That would be something nobody has ever had. So you can definitely brag about that. That would be a first.
So what made you choose to go to the wrestling career, Tasha? Or was that like something like a second plan or a third plan in your life? It's like, let me go wrestling just for shits and giggles.
No, I've always been a fan since I was a child. So I've been watching wrestling since I was about 5-6 years old. My uncle and my cousin introduced me into wrestling, and I fell in love since a child, and I haven't stopped watching. I have VCR tapes of old WWF stuff, so I would go back and watch that, and thank God we have the network now, so I can watch that anytime. But all throughout elementary and high school, all I wanted to do is just become a wrestler. So I believe it was the very first Tough Enough that came on, and Triple H, who is my idol that I love so much, he was on there, and he really broke it down to everyone on there. He really told them how the business is. It's not just about the fame or anything like that, or money or anything like that. He really broke it to them how things are really going to be, the sacrifices you have to make, the bumps and the bruises, everything you have to go through to be successful. And I believe that following week of watching that Tough Enough, a couple people quit, and I was more intrigued. I was just yeah, this is what I want to do. My family, they support me 100%, of course, because they got me into it. So they were 100% supportive of me wanting to do this as I got older. And I did a little amateur wrestling in high school, but unfortunately I was too small. So they gave me 2 options to either get bigger or just kind of not be on the team. And of course, I'm already 5'3", so I wasn't trying to get any bigger. So I said, I'll drop out of the team. I'll do other sports like I did. And once I got out of high school, I said, I'm going to just pursue wrestling. And that's what I did.
Did you ever thought doing any martial arts like mixed martial arts, like jiu-jitsu, boxing,
Oh, of
taekwondo?
course. Oh, of course, of course. Yeah, I want to do I've done a couple of kickboxing. My little brothers, they know more martial arts than I do. I'm a little embarrassed to say that, but so yeah, I'm starting to learn more martial arts. A lot of jujitsu, tai chi, a lot of that stuff now, because it's good to incorporate into wrestling and knowing like different holds and trying to get people in different submission holds and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm starting to learn that more now.
So, okay, tell you, you heard about Rip Rogers Wrestling Academy, but can you tell me your first days when you were out there?
I didn't hear your question.
Oh, my question was, when you were at the Rip Rogers Academy, can you tell me like your first few days out when you were as a freshman?
I didn't do. It was it was actually a Rip Rogers seminar at the IWF Training Center that he came to and did. So when I was there, it was for 2 days. When I was there, it was very brutal, but worth it, because Rip Rogers, he trains everything that is going on, that should be going on in the business now, and what has gone on in the business for so long. So it was just a lot. It was a lot of learning psychology, learning different pin drills, telling a story behind every wrestling match that you do. It's just, and he just broke everything down by his experience. So it was just such a pleasure of doing his seminar, and I look forward to learning more from Rip Rogers. And if you ever follow him on Twitter, he really breaks everything down on a daily basis on Twitter. So definitely, yeah, watch his stuff.
Well, social media is a big factor now when it comes to independent wrestling. To you, is social media that important to you, or is like just a way to put your name out there?
What was that?
Oh, I was saying that you were kind of mentioning about social media and Twitter. It's like, is social media a very impact to the indie wrestling scene to you?
Oh, definitely, because back then, like I would have to say, what was it, like 90s, early 2000s, there wasn't really much of a social media, so you really didn't know much when it came to like the indie scene. Everybody knew like what WWE, WCW, and ECW and all that stuff. So no one really knew the upcomings of any, wrestler back then. But now it's like with social media, it's to everyone's advantage. Like anybody and everybody can use social media to promote themselves, marketing, put themselves out there. Everybody knows who everyone is now. And if you don't use social media wisely, I mean, you kind of slip in there.
And you're able to interact with the fans, promoters, bookers. You can even sell your merchandise through your social media or link it to your social media. So again, uh, also promote dates like, oh, Tasha Steelz will be coming at this wrestling promotion, and at least fans can say, oh, we'll have to get our tickets for in advance to see Tasha Steelz. Hopefully, I did not cut you there.
No, I'm here.
Okay, did you hear what I just said, or
The last part I didn't hear.
I was I was saying that again with the booking dates, and you kind of show the dates like, oh, Tasha Steelz will be at this wrestling promotion, so fans can actually buy tickets in advance just to see Tasha Steelz in their local wrestling promotion.
Were you talking with the booking?
Yes.
Well, yeah, well, definitely, when it comes to booking and all that stuff, yeah, the social media is the best thing, especially like when you promote yourself and tell you where you're going to be at. It definitely helps with the fans, especially when they're following you. They definitely want to know where you are, because they're not always going to follow every promotion and want to know where their favorite indie star are going to be. So definitely when they follow you on the social media, it helps them a lot.
I'm gonna say this. So I want to go a little bit forward. So I know I kind of do a little bit of research on you. Not full research. I should have done my part as an interviewer. But you have a faction right now. Am I right?
All right, I kind of lost you a little bit.
Okay. I was saying that I know it's true, but you started into a wrestling faction at the indie wrestling scene. Am I right?
I still can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. I was saying that you're right now in a wrestling faction at the indie wrestling scene. Am I right?
Am I in a wrestling faction?
Yes.
You said you asked me if I'm in a wrestling faction.
Yes.
I wouldn't say I'm in a wrestling faction.
And what do you say, like a manager? Because I know you're kind of helping out a tag team at in a wrestling promotion. I don't recall where or what is the name of the wrestling tag team.
I think the only tag team I actually did was with Karen at Beyond Wrestling, and actually did a mixed tag with another one of our trainees at Team Adams. His name is Galindo. We did that at World of Hurt in Whitehall. So yeah, those are the only two tags I've actually done. I don't do much tagging, but I prefer singles. But I mean, if the opportunity comes of being in a tag match, I don't mind doing it.
But do you prefer being singles because you're not fully responsible whatever happens to the person right next to you, or like, well, and also you have to know you're having the tag team partner having some chemistry with them, like knowing the ins and outs.
No, I didn't hear your question. You kind of went in and out.
Oh, I was saying that being in a tag team, it's unable to. Well, you're a single competitor transition to tag team. It's very hard because you have to have not only a chemistry with your opponent, but you have to have chemistry with your tag team partner.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because it's like, if you're not like in sync with your partner and you're going against, two other people that may be or may not also be in sync with each other, it kind of calls for, a disaster when it comes to the match. So, yeah, I mean, it's not just the fact of being responsible, but it's of another person. But it's just I definitely prefer single matches because it's your time to shine. So when you're in a tag match, you don't really get to do that too much because it's just you and your partner shining. But when you're in a singles, it's like you are showing off what you can do in a match to people that matters instead of just doing it in a tag match because you might just have like 2 seconds. But in a singles match, you have all of 10 to 15 minutes that you're giving.
Mm-hmm. And you, plus of being a singles competitor, you want to be the best at your craft. Then being a tag team, then like, okay, I have to be doing double the work because not only I have to do it for myself, but also for your tag team partner.
What was the question?
Oh, I was stating that you have to put a lot of work not only as a singles competitor, but also you have to put a lot of work with your tag team partner. So in order to have the tag team craft, should I say, to progress, and then just look
right. Yeah, absolutely
right. Now going to singles wrestling. I mean, being a single wrestler. Can you tell us about your character, or like, are you face, or you heel? You're like right in between, anti-hero. What is it?
Well, Tasha Steelz, she's about beauty and she's about body. If you don't know, she's also mixed with Puerto Rican, amongst other things. But she definitely represents her Puerto Rican side a lot. She's a badass. She could be nice if she wants to. She could be a good girl gone bad and just straight up be evil if she wants to. But at the end of the day, she has swagger. She's a queen. She's the leader of the Slay Nation. So she's slay always. Hashtag slay Tasha slay. And yeah, that's basically Tasha Steelz. She's got the guns, she's got the body, she's got the beauty, and there's nobody better than her.
When I first kind of saw the Tasha Steelz character, I was like, okay, she's wearing the hoodie sweater, and then she has the baggy pants. Like, oh, okay, I know where she's going from there. It's like, is she trying to be a ghetto wrestler, or like I wanted to say hoochie wrestler, but like how you kind of explain, it's like, okay, now I understand why she kind of does that, because she has that swagger, and she can pull it off and be attractive too.
Well, I was a tomboy growing up, so kind of like with the little bagginess every now and then, it's comfortable to me. Like I could be sexy at any time, but when there's a time where I can just like dress down and just be like, in just my tomboy mode, I love doing that. And that's why I love bringing that out to my entrance, when I'm just doing the baggy sweatpants, and sometimes the sleeveless hoodies, or my fitted with the shades, anything like that. Anything that I can just like dress down from time to time, I do it. I can be sexy, but I can also show that, that kind of like that hood side.
And I want to say that you weren't raised in the hood; you were raised in like a suburban area, correct?
What's that?
Oh, I was saying that you weren't raised in the hood. It's just the persona of Tasha Steelz, correct?
No, I wasn't raised in any hood. I was actually raised in the suburbs, but I have cousins and stuff that, show me how to do some things. But no, I didn't grow up in any hoods. I wasn't living or raised in any hoods or anything like that.
The cousins show you some illegal things that we can't mention on the podcast here. Let me repeat that, because I know I saw that question mark face. I was saying, did your cousin show you some illegal things that you shouldn't be talking about in the podcast?
No. No.
Right before the interview, we kind of had spoke before I recorded, and I was telling you, the first time I saw you, it was the Women's Honors taping on YouTube. It was you versus Brandy Lauren. Also, she was from New Jersey, I believe, New Jersey or Florida, but she was trained by Jay Lethal, and having knowing, it's like, oh, she was trained by this big name. It's like, okay, I'm trained by Rick Rogers, and like, I want to showcase to the world, and especially in a promotion like Ring of Honor, who's has a big name because they have big name wrestlers going to the big promotions. Does that, when you're wrestling for that first time, were you kind of feeling nervous?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the moment that I found out that I was going to be a part of Women of Honor, I was extremely nervous, but excited at the same time, because not everybody gets that opportunity. So I definitely was. I was extremely nervous, because being where I'm coming from two women who are very, very talented. Being in Deonna Purrazzo and Karen Q. So they know that I trained with them, and they have that high expectation already, because you see Deonna plenty of times on Ring of Honor, Women of Honors, and not too long ago, Karen also, she made her debut on Women of Honor as well. So me coming in, I'm the third girl, and I have like the like kind of like the least experience. So going in there, I was extremely nervous, and the hands were shaky, a little sweaty, a little bit. But once I got out there, I took a deep breath, and I was just like, this is the moment that you want. So, you have to go out and get it. So, I went out there and I put on my best performance, and I, went against Brandy Lauren, and she's also a great girl as well. And I put a good first impression on the crowd out there for Ring of Honor, and excited to say that I'll be doing more with Women of Honor. So just stay tuned for that, and we'll see.
One of my friends who was at the time you were wrestling against Brandon Lawrence. I know you heard this. I was trying to hear it as much as possible in the background. Like there's a little crowd saying Ratchet. It's like, how is she's Ratchet? It's like, it's not Sasha Banks. But no offense, I love Sasha Banks as a wrestler, but they still don't understand the terminology of Ratchet. It's like, she's just had that swaggerness. I know
that Ratchet thing, that's not.
I know you heard that during your match. It's like there was a group of people, there were a very small group of people saying Ratchet. It's like, when you just barely come out in your entrance. It's like you don't take a.
I get that sometimes, the little ratchetness.
Does it take it offensive to you?
No, not at all. I mean, whatever is gonna keep the crowd drawn to me, I gotta do it. I rather have them do that than for them not to be interested at all. So if I gotta go back and forth with them, then that's what I gotta do. That's the heel in me. If they're gonna chill me on, that's the face in me. So either or, sometimes I'll switch it up a little bit when it comes to being in the ring. I might start off as a face, and if they want to do the little ratchet thing, then I'll just switch right on like a light switch to a heel and go back at it with them, and it's fun. It's all fun. I mean, like I said, I'd rather them be doing that than not being interested at all, or getting up, going to the bathroom, or going to get like popcorn or anything like that. I'd rather them stay tuned to me or whatever I'm doing.
I want to say a two-part question. So, did you and Brandon Lawrence had talked about what's going to happen during the match, like who will win, who's going to lose, or is that again also like an impromptu match? It's like it was on the spot. And secondly, I know you kind of told me about this. Did you went to the ROH dojo right before you get the spot of wrestling Brandon Lawrence, or again you kind of told me that it was Deonna Purrazzo and Karen Q, being a classmate of her or wrestling as wrestling partners with them. Like, oh, let's bring Tasha Steelz as well.
Well, Brandy and I were very professional, so we didn't have to really talk much when it comes to a match, So, but yeah, I've done the Ring of Honor dojo a couple times before starting at Women of Honor. I mean, that's how you really get noticed. But I also did the Women of Honor Stardom seminar, so that really caught their eye from me first. And then when they saw who and where I'm training, that really, drew their attention to me. Like, okay, she's training with Damian Adams. All right, Team Adams. Okay, you have Deonna there, right? You have Karen there. All right, now we want to see more of Tasha Steelz and what she can do. So, yeah, when I did the Women of Honor Stardom seminar, I really impressed a couple people there from Ring of Honor, and then I did the dojo like a couple times before starting at Women of Honor for in Florida for Mania weekend, and like I said, I left a good impression, and there'll be more of Tasha Steelz coming soon for Women of Honor.
And did you actually? Well, you kind of said you were there during the Mania weekend. Did you actually went to WrestleMania at that time?
I didn't hear you.
Oh, you were saying that you were at ROH's Florida Mania weekend. Were you there for WrestleMania?
I mean, I caught WrestleMania, but I wasn't just there for WrestleMania. I was there for a few other things, including Ring of Honor. So I happened to catch WrestleMania as well while I was out there. I mean, you might as well, right?
Well, of course. Well, with WrestleMania, any wrestler can say it's like you can miss WrestleMania if you're out there working, but also you want to see the biggest promotion in the world, which is WrestleMania.
Right.
I want to go back to what you just mentioned about the Women of Honor's Stardom. I think that's the first time I actually hearing about it. Can you tell me more about it?
Well, the Women of Honor Stardom seminar was like a tryout for Stardom in Japan, and the owner actually Skyped in, and he did like we were doing like kind of like a live thing there for him. So we were performing and kind of talking and introducing ourselves and performing matches and doing different drills there. Um, so it wasn't just for Stardom, but it was also for Women of Honor as well. So it's just like you kind of like got that two for one thing right there. So if it wasn't like one person wasn't interested in you, okay, maybe the next one is. So therefore, all right, that's why you bring out, what your talent and bring out everything that you got. So it was it was just for one day. So it was good. Normally Ring of Honor, they do like a 2-3 day seminar, but this one was just one day for the girls, and it was a lot of girls there, and they're very, very talented girls there. So it made things a little bit harder, but I like working under pressure anyway. So it was a lot of tough drills and learning a lot of new things. But these are the things that I get taught anyway in training. So I was kind of already accustomed to it and already knowing what to do. So it kind of made it a little bit easier for me, but harder for others. And at the end, the owner from Stardom, he actually chose someone that he wanted to do a tour with for 2 months. I believe it starts in August. And unfortunately, it wasn't me, but I did get my opportunity for Women of Honor. So I'm so grateful for that. And that was a whole day.
Will we be seeing you more at the Women of Honor as like one of their not permanent but like temporary girls that will be wrestling for them?
No, you'll be seeing more of Tasha Steelz at Women of Honor. We're just, I don't know what what they're kind of doing right now as far as like storylines or matches or anything like that. But I will say that match in Florida wasn't just my only match with Women of Honor. You will definitely be seeing more of me. I can't say it'd be next week or the following week after that, but you'll definitely be seeing more of Tasha Steelz. So it's just all in production right now.
So at the Women of Honor Stardom, you're kind of mentioning about big name female wrestlers that was out there, also doing the tryout. Who were the wrestlers that you were mentioning about?
I didn't hear your question.
Oh, my question was, you mentioned about at the Women of Honor Stardom's tryout. At the tryout, there was big name wrestlers. Who were the wrestlers that you were kind of competing against?
Who are the wrestlers that they picked?
Well, they compete, but also who they picked.
I didn't hear you, hon.
Oh, okay. Who were the wrestlers you were at the tryout that was the big names you mentioned about?
Oh, the women?
Yes.
Okay. So you had Kiera Hogan. She was there. Nikki Adams. Holly Dead. I've actually faced Holly Dead before. She's amazing. She also already did a tour in Japan for Stardom. So it was good to get some input from her as to what they were looking for. Myself, Karen Q was also there. It was a lot of girls. I mean, I can't mention all like 25 that was on the top of my head, but just a few, just to name a few that they were there as well.
And who did they pick from the Stardom that's going to be in the August season?
What was that?
Who were the girls they kind of picked from you that was going to be competing at Stardom in August?
All I heard was who were the girls.
Who were the girls that will be going to Stardom that was picked from the promotion?
Oh, it was one girl that was picked. and she's actually trained at the Monster Factory, and her name is Gabby Slays. So yeah, she was chosen, and congrats to her. And I've congratulated her before, and I'll say it again, congrats, Gabby. And she'll definitely be doing their training tour in August.
But also, isn't Deonna Purrazzo was at Stardom as well. She was at their promotion, so hopefully she can put out a good name for you too, for you and Karen Q to be at Stardom.
You said, will me or Karen be at Stardom?
Well, I would say this again. Well, because Deonna Purrazzo already wrestled at Stardom. Hopefully she can put a good word for you and Karen Q to be competing for next Stardom.
I mean, absolutely, we want to, so we definitely want to, both of us want to go out there and be a part of Stardom. It's always good. I mean, hearing the stories from Deonna, Stardom is actually a really great company out there in Japan. So I would hope so. I would love to do that, and I know Karen would say the same. So you never know.
Okay. What is the goals or bucket list for Tasha Steelz? Like, do you want to wrestle for WSU, or again ROH as main roster, Shine, Shimmer, wrestling in the West Coast, or wrestle outside the United States, wrestle in Europe, Japan, Mexico, Canada? What is the goals for Tasha Steelz?
Well, I definitely, number one, want to be successful in this business. It doesn't have to necessarily be WWE, NXT, Ring of Honor, the Shine, Shimmer. I just want everybody to know who I am and know that I've come a long way, and definitely how much hard work I put in the ring. So if I don't make it to my absolute dream goal of making it in WWE, that's not going to be a hard thing on me. Just as long as I've been successful in this business, that's good enough for me. So I would love to go out to Mexico. I would love to go out to England. I would love to go out to Japan. I would love to just perform any and every possible state, country, province I can, and just be successful and just let everyone know who I truly am. And that's about it. Just success and providing for my family, because family is very important to me. So yeah, my main thing is just being successful. And if I haven't said it before, I say it again, just being successful. And I've already wrestled in Canada, and I've already wrestled in Puerto Rico, which is an honor to me. So hitting up Australia, UK, Japan, that's another thing I need on my bucket list that I want to cross off. So yeah, definitely I want to make it. So it doesn't have to necessarily be WWE, NXT. I love being a part of Women of Honor and Ring of Honor. So if I can have more success with them, that's good for me.
Tasha, which promotion did you wrestle in Puerto Rico? Is it in WWC?
What promotions? What
promotion did you wrestle in Puerto Rico? Did you wrestle for WWC?
Oh, it was a WWL Mundial for Savio Vega.
Did you know about WWC, who was run by WWE's own Carlitos, the Colones, Carlitos' father, and Primo, and Epico's uncle, Primo's father?
No, kind of ashamed to say no, I didn't.
Well, because that was one of the big promotions in Puerto Rico. It's like the WWE of Puerto Rico, like one of the biggest promotions at Puerto Rico. Big names that came there, from like Cruiser Brody to Ric Flair to Fierrot. I think also.
I would love to.
Oh, go ahead.
I would love to I'll definitely do my research later on about that. But only thing I did in Puerto Rico was WWL Mundial for Sabio Vega's promotion.
I'm kind of shocked. It's like you're Puerto Rican and you did not know about that big promotion from Puerto Rico.
I'm sorry, I know. It's Shame on me. Shame on me.
Well, I'm going to say you're still new to the wrestling business, but there's still more out there, more promotions that you still haven't discovered yet.
Yeah.
I want to. You kind of mentioned about Tough Enough. Did you ever compete in one of the Tough Enoughs in the past?
No, but I did apply for one. It was actually the most recent Tough Enough that took place, and I put my stuff in, and it was a funny story because I put my stuff in, I sent my tape out and everything, and I was just like, oh, there's like millions of people that are doing this. Like, there's no way they're not gonna see my stuff. So I kind of was just like already bummed after the second day of sitting my stuff in, and I was like, oh, nobody's not gonna see me. And then one day I went to work, and my coworker came up to me and he said, oh, you're famous. And I said, I'm famous. He said, yeah. He showed me his phone, and on the Twitter was on the Tough Enough site was my audition video, and they were kind of like, promoting, hey, do you think, this girl's tough enough? And I was like, oh my God. Like I immediately popped. And I called any and everybody that I could and told them to go on the Twitter and retweet, do what you have to do, and vote. And from there, like, I think I was like one of the top few people. And then they broke it down to 12, and I wasn't part of the 12. But being like it was like a kind of like elimination process. So they had like 100, then 50, and then they broke it down to like 12, and that was their final 12 that they were going to show on the show. So almost got there. So that was a good accomplishment to me. I was recognized and I almost made it, but I was just like, okay, if they ever had another one, I would work 10 times harder to do it. But I'm doing what I have to do now to get where I need to go.
Because again, you kind of watched her first Tough Enough. It's like she gotta be, now becoming a wrestler. I know she has to be at least trying out for one of the Tough Enoughs in the past.
Yeah, I did.
And that was that considered as one of your bucket lists? Like, hey, I did Tough Enough. That was something I wanted to do all my life.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it was definitely when the opportunity came, I had to take it. Like, it was just I think the last few times that they had I actually wanted to be on the Tough Enough where it was Austin, Trish Stratus, Booker T as the trainers. And I completely forgot what happened where I couldn't get my stuff in on time. But I was extremely bummed because Trish Stratus, she's my idol. And I followed her career for so many years. And I said, oh my gosh, if I can be on a Tough Enough where Trish Stratus is the trainer, then I would freaking die. But I didn't get to go on, and I was really sad. And then when this Tough Enough came around recently, I definitely said I had to do what I had to do to get my stuff in. And unfortunately I didn't get picked to go on the show, but almost getting there, almost making it was good enough for me, because they saw my tape, they recognized it, they put it on their social media sites, and that was good for me. Like, I was excited because there was millions and millions of people that auditioned for this show. So not everybody got recognized. Not everyone was put out there. So just getting that was good enough for me.
I was gonna say, well, if you were there for that Tough Enough, I was gonna say you weren't the only Boricua that was at the show, at the Tough Enough show, because also the one you were kind of mentioning about, that was in 2011, Tough Enough 2011. I know you were familiar with Ivelisse Velez.
Mm-hmm.
So another from Puerto Rico. I was like, oh, imagine two Boricuas being at the Tough Enough. That would be something different. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up. But for those who kind of are listening and watching the podcast, this interview, where can they follow you and what social medias and what's going to be the next match for you? What wrestling promotion?
Social medias. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Instagram and Twitter are the same. It's at Real T Steelz with the Z at the end. And Facebook is just Tasha Steelz. So follow me there. Hit some likes, make some comments. Let me know that you're there, and I appreciate everyone's support. Definitely, I can't say that enough to people every time I meet, a fan or anyone out in the street or an event or anything like that. I definitely appreciate their support. Whether they love me, whether they hate me, I still love it because I still, get that attention that I want. So, but yeah, definitely follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, at Real T Steelz. Facebook is Tasha Steelz. And this upcoming weekend is going to be a pretty busy weekend. Tomorrow, which is April 29th, I will be at World of Hurt in Whitehall. 28th is tomorrow. I'll be at World of Hurt in Whitehall. And on Saturday, the 29th, I will be at ECWA in Woodbury Heights. And then on the 30th, everyone's dream match at Beyond Wrestling in Providence, Rhode Island will be myself versus Karen Q versus Deonna Purrazzo. So I can't wait for that one. That's going to probably be like the most exciting one and the best match that I'll have in my career so far, being able to go against these two girls that I've trained with for so long. So yeah, definitely look out for that.
Are you one of the regulars for Beyond Wrestling?
What's that?
I was saying that were you one of the regulars now for Beyond Wrestling, or like they're still kind of testing the waters with you?
I mean, I've done about like 2-3 events for them, so I would say I'm kind of like a regular there.
Okay. This is gonna be the toughest question. I know you would answer or not. You wrestled. I've seen your YouTube matches on you versus Karen Q, and also you wrestled with Deonna Purrazzo in singles match. Between Karen Q or Deonna Purrazzo, who do you prefer wrestling with?
Oh man, you trying to get me in trouble here. I gotta choose. Oh man. Both girls, they bring out the best in me. And I would have to give credit for that because we all train together, so they know how far they can push me. So I can't really choose. I mean, they both just, they know, and they know me, so they know just, okay, I know how far I can push Tasha, and I know she can do this, even though she says she can't. I know she can do it. So they definitely push me to my limit, and they give me like the best matches. Like, I've had plenty of matches with other girls and I enjoy it with other girls, but it's just something with Karen and Deonna that I love, just being in the ring with them. And we have fun, we have a lot of fun. I love them both. I can't really choose. I can't. I'm sorry, but I love them both, and they push me to my limit. And I can't wait for this match on Sunday at Beyond Wrestling because it's just gonna be probably one of the best matches so far. So yeah, I can't choose. Sorry, you try to make me choose against them. I can't choose.
Well, that's why it was the toughest question to ask you. Like, hopefully I put her in the spot. Thank you, Tasha, for allowing me to conduct the interview with you for SoCali Wrestling, and hopefully I can get it done by this weekend because I have so many interviews I've done recently. I did one with Jordan Graves, Carly Gore from PCW. Also, I did Flip Gordon right before you. So basically, I have 4 interviews I still have to upload and put on the channel so people can hear and watch. But I'm glad I got 2/3 of Team Rip Rogers girls, so I still have one more to go, which is Deonna Purrazzo.
So you gotta say we're Team Adams girls. We're not Team Rip Rogers girls.
Oh, my
We weren't
bad.
trained by
Team
Rip
Adams.
Rogers. We're trained by Damian Adams, so we're Team Adams girls.
All right, Team
You're
Adams.
gonna have Damian Adams come after you now.
I will take it. I will take
You
it off.
gotta make sure you have that fixed. You gotta say Team Adams girls, because that's what we are. We're Team Adams.
Let me put this. Hashtag Team Adams girls. So, thank you, Tasha, for again allowing me to interview you. Hopefully, we can see you more in the West Coast. Now your swaggerness will be bringing on to at Southern California, and see where it goes from there, and see how the fans react to you.
Well, thank you for having me, and I appreciate it, and I hope to come back on very, very soon. And maybe I'll bring the other two girls with me. So we'll never know. Next time you have me on, I'll bring Deonna and Karen. That way you have all three of us, and you can ask all three of us anything you want. And put them on the spot. Tell them who's better, who has a better matches with me.
I will take that. That will be another new bucket list. Have all three girls of Team Adams girls.
That's right. And then you could brag about that, because nobody else did that.
True. Yeah. Thanks, Tasha.
Thank you.